Okay, today I'd like to take a look at the sounds n and ng. They both exist in Japanese, as in Nihon. So n, ng. And they're usually shown in English by the letters N for n and ng for ng. Let me start by telling you a funny conversation I had many years ago when I first came to Japan and first started teaching here in Japan. And there was a student in the class called Junichi, but since I didn't speak Japanese at the time, I said his name Junichi. Okay, so he was upset about this. He came up at the end of the class and he said, "My name isn't Junichi." So I said, "Oh, right, okay, so what is your name?" And he said, "My name," and he said it like this, he said, "My name is Junichi." I said, "Oh, your name is Junichi." I thought this was pretty strange, okay, but apparently that was what he wanted me to call him. So next week when the register, when I was reading out the register, I called other people's names, and when it came to his name, I said, Junichi. And no, that didn't work either. He was there at the end of the class again. So I don't want you to say Junichi. Oh, right, okay, so what should I do? He said, I wanted to say Junichi. Okay, Junichi. Yes, that's what I wanted to say. I said, okay. Oh, and by the way, I asked him, what is my name? And he said, well, you are Jong. You are Jong-Wilson. All right? And it was clear to me that we had a little bit of a problem here. That for him, I was Jong-Wilson. Okay? So, obviously the purpose of the class really was for him to be learning English, not so much for him to be teaching me Japanese, but it was a useful lesson, certainly for me, and I think by the end of the course he also understood the point. So what was the point? Well, the point is that there are two different sounds here, but they collocate differently in English and Japanese. Let's first of all just take a look at the two sounds. N as in Nihon, and as in Nihon, the last sound. All right, let's take a look at those. Basically, the N sound, n, is with voice obviously coming through from the throat and the tongue touching the top of the mouth there, fairly close to the front. And the sound comes out through the nose. So the other sound is and the voice comes in the same sort of way, but this time we are pushing the back part of the tongue up against the back part of the roof of the mouth, so that we have, in the case of the first sound, we have, for example, John with an n, and Japan with an n. And even though they come at the end of the word, they're still John and Japan. They're not Jong or Japang. All right, this is the way it works in Japanese. This sound always comes at the end of a word, but in English we can have a straight N at the end of a word, which you don't have in Japanese. All right, in Japanese, if it's Nihon, because it's at the end, that sound will always be this second sound, which in English is shown as NG. So that in Japanese, his name might be Junichi, even though it comes in the middle of a word. The N there is seen as the end part of Jung, and then followed by Ichi, and then Nihon. All right, this sound here, usually associated in Japanese with the last part of a word or the last part of a syllable. Okay, so a little bit of practice with those. Let's start with on, gong. Would you like to try that? On, gong. All right, the first one you're saying on with the same kind of N that you'd be using in the beginning of Nihong, and gong, you'd be using the Ng sound that you would have at the end of Nihong. All right, and the second one, sun, okay, and sung. Okay, try that again. Sun, sung. Okay, and another one. Pin, pink. Okay, now in this case, although it's a K at the end, it's still that sound, pink. All right, it's very difficult to say pink with the tongue at the front of the mouth. It naturally becomes an sound, even though it's a K at the end. Let's have a look at the sound in the middle of a word. In, all right, with the normal the front of the mouth, N, and English, all right, with the sound at the back of the mouth. Try it again. In English. Okay. And sin, sing. Thin, thing. Band, bank. Talking, talking. Hand, handkerchief. Let's try some phrases. John's song. John's song. Okay, the first one, John, is the N, N sound, and the second one is the Ng, back of the mouth sound. John's song. Okay, and the man sang. The man, N, sang. Ng. Okay, front of the mouth, back of the mouth. It's gone wrong. It's gone wrong. Same thing. Front of the mouth for gone, back of the mouth for wrong. Okay, well, let's try it the other way around. We'll have the back of the mouth sound first, followed by the front of the mouth sound. The wrong one. Okay, try it again. The wrong one. All right, let's try another. A long run. Okay, and another. The raging wind. The raging, okay, back of the mouth, wind, front of the mouth. Okay, so let's hope that you've got the basic idea. Get it on, bang, a gong. All right, get it on, front of the mouth, bang, and gong.